Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel, Bachelor Nation News fans. The Golden Bachelor Season 2 premiere has already proven that casting Mel Owens as the lead has destroyed what made Season 1 with Jerry Turner so beautiful. The Golden Bachelor Season 1 premiered in 2023 and starred Jerry, a 72-year-old widower, who was searching for the next great love of his life. Although Jerry's marriage to Teresa Nist, a 70-year-old widow, ended in divorce just 3 months after they tied the knot during the Golden Wedding, their love story and the journeys of the other Golden women captivated Bachelor Nation. The Golden Bachelor Season 1 was so inspiring because it proved that people can find love at any age, and that senior citizens are still vibrant with full lives. While women over 60 are often invisible in society, contestants such as Teresa, Leslie Fima, Faith Martin, Ellen Gultzer, Sandra Mason, Susan Knowles, April Kirkwood, Kathy Swartz, Nancy Holkauer, and Joan Vassos, who later became the first ever Golden Bachelorette, proved that older women are just as vivacious as younger ones. However, The Golden Bachelor Season 2 has ruined the magic of the series because of Mel, his missteps, and how the show is treating the new group of women. It's disappointing and sad to see that the season has already failed the women, and the beauty and inspiration from Season 1 is gone. The Golden Bachelor Season 2 began by addressing the ageist comments that Mel made on the In the Trenches podcast. Mel's first words on the show were that it doesn't matter how old you are because falling in love never stops being magical. He said that he'd only been in love once in his life, and he'd give anything to feel that again. Mel shared that he was excited about meeting the women, but he was nervous that they'd have misconceptions about him. The show then played Mel's comments from the podcast, during which he said that he'd only date women aged 45 to 60. Mel also stated that he didn't want any women with artificial hips or wigs in his cast. The show conveniently left out the part in which Mel said that he cut any women over 60 from the cast. This is because only one of his contestants, Maya Dyer, is under 60 at age 58. The rest are over 60, with Andra Wicks as the oldest at 77. The Golden Bachelor then showed the women reacting to Mel's comments. Diane Fermani, 71, stated that she was offended, while Carla Kemp, 62, said that just because someone might be 50 doesn't mean they're more attractive than someone who's 62. Debbie Siebers, 65, acknowledged that people can say really dumb things sometimes, so she needed to form her own opinion. Cindy Colors, 60, wondered if she was wasting her time if Mel was really looking for someone in a younger age category. Mel then said in his confessional that he messed up and he was wrong. He stated that he replays what he said in his head a lot and he has regrets. He then apologized for what he said on the podcast. Mel then stated that he knew what a lot of people were thinking about him, but that's not who he is. The Golden Bachelor Season 2 premiere couldn't have been more different from Season 1, which began on a high note as Jerry ventured out into the world of reality TV dating after losing his beloved wife 6 years earlier. In contrast, Season 2 started with Mel's mistake. In addition, Mel's apology to the women at the cocktail party seemed fake, and the women's understanding reactions seemed forced. Rather than focusing on hope and love, Season 2 began on a sour note, with Mel giving an empty apology and the women doubting him and themselves. It didn't feel special or inspiring. It felt more like ABC was trying to justify the decision not to replace Mel as the Golden Bachelor after the fan backlash. One of the best things about the Golden Bachelor Season 1 was the lack of drama among the women. Except for Teresa and Kathy's zip-it conflict, there was no arguing among them. It was a refreshing change from the usual Bachelor chaos as the women became supportive friends to each other. However, the Golden Bachelor Season 2 seems to be moving in a different direction.
During the pool party, Nicole Kate dominated Mel's time, and they made out in the middle of the pool in front of everyone, which made the other women very uncomfortable and angry. He whispered to her that they should take it easy, but he still didn't show respect for the other women by kissing her publicly. The preview of the season showed more of the same, which was very disappointing to see. During the first group date, the women were required to participate in a cheerleading competition. While some might have viewed it as harmless fun, in light of Mel's ageist comments, it was a slap in the face to the women. Although they were thrilled to meet their mentor Paula Abdul, many of the women seemed uncomfortable and nervous having to portray themselves in such a manner. Even the confident women who had cheer and dance backgrounds had to prove themselves to Mel by doing something that much younger women usually do, and it was difficult to watch them wearing their cheerleading uniforms. It was the sort of degrading group date that never appeared during the Golden Bachelor Season 1, but often happens on the regular Bachelor. It seems that deep down the contestants know that Mel likes younger women, so they're willing to do whatever it takes to prove to him that they're still youthful. Mel's ageist comments are a dark cloud hanging over the season because they were how he truly felt. The man viewers are seeing on screen now is the persona that ABC created in order to keep him as the Golden Bachelor. The Golden Bachelor Season 2 is already too problematic to follow in the footsteps of the magical Season 1. It's no longer an inspirational show about the power of senior citizens, but instead it's devolved into an older version of The Bachelor. What made it so special is gone because Mel ruined the spirit of the show. The Golden Bachelor Season 2 should have had a different lead who would have respected the series and kept its beauty alive.
When ABC first launched The Golden Bachelor, it was meant to be lightning in a bottle, a soft, shining contrast to the chaos of younger contestants. Season 1, with Jerry Turner at the helm, delivered something pure. Viewers were touched by the vulnerability of people in their 60s and 70s seeking love again. It was about healing, second chances, and discovering that romance never truly had an expiration date. Audiences cried when Jerry handed out roses, cheered when the women walked down the driveway in glittering gowns, and clung to every word of his trembling proposals. America had fallen in love not only with Jerry, but with the entire idea that after decades of heartbreak, loss, or widowhood, love was still possible. Season 1 was magic, a cultural phenomenon. But then came Season 2, and with it, Mel Owens. Mel Owens was everything producers thought they wanted in a lead: a retired entrepreneur with a charming smile, a grandfather of 4, and someone who, on paper, seemed like the perfect follow-up. He'd been married once for nearly 40 years before his divorce. He spoke well in interviews, he looked good in a tux. But beneath that polished surface, something was different. Where Jerry was warm, Mel was calculated. Where Jerry seemed humble, Mel radiated control. And though no one could see it at first, fans would eventually accuse him of single-handedly, quote, destroying the beauty of what had been created in Season 1. The Season 2 premiere had all the familiar beats: limousines, roses, nervous contestants, hoping to find love. But from the moment Mel greeted the first woman, people noticed his tone. Instead of, "You look beautiful tonight," his words felt transactional. "I like your dress. It fits you well," he told one woman, as if analyzing fabric instead of acknowledging her heart. Instead of, "I'm excited to meet you," he said, "I hope you're ready for this." Twitter lit up within minutes. Mel sounds like a boss at a job interview, not a romantic lead. Where's the warmth we loved in Season 1? The doubt had begun, and it would only grow deeper. By episode 3, Mel had already made headlines. He didn't just flirt, he boasted. He compared contestants openly. He ranked their conversations in front of others. One moment went viral when a contestant named Evelyn, a widowed nurse, shared her story about losing her husband of 35 years.
Jerry Turner had once wept hearing something similar. Mel? He nodded, paused, then said, "That must have been tough. But how do you think that affects your ability to be in a relationship now?" Fans gasped. Evelyn blinked, swallowed her tears, and tried to recover. But social media didn't forgive him. Overnight, the hashtag #NotMyGoldenBachelor trended. Mel wasn't cruel in the way reality TV villains usually are. He didn't yell, he didn't storm off. Instead, his flaw was subtler. He treated love like a game to win, rather than an emotion to feel. He often boasted about his success in business, casually reminding contestants of his wealth. He dismissed vulnerability as weakness. When one contestant, Margaret, admitted she hadn't dated since her husband's death 10 years prior, Mel bluntly said, "So, you've been sitting on the bench for a decade? Why now?" It wasn't curiosity, it was judgment. By the middle of the season, longtime fans began posting side-by-side clips of Jerry and Mel, one crying with his arm around a grieving woman, the other leaning back in his chair, sipping wine and smirking. The women of Season 2 weren't pushovers. Many of them had lived rich, complex lives. They had raised families, built careers, and survived losses. So when Mel dismissed them, they pushed back. In a tense group date, he asked the women to pitch themselves like entrepreneurs. "Tell me why I should invest in you," he said, turning romance into a boardroom. Joanne, a fiery 68-year-old former teacher, snapped, "We are not here to be bought. We are here for love." The room erupted in applause from the other contestants. Mel, however, simply shrugged. That clip spread like wildfire, cementing his reputation as the man who turned the beauty of Season 1 into something cold and transactional. ABC executives were rattled. Ratings had started strong, but dipped quickly. Critics wrote scathing reviews. Headlines screamed, "Golden Bachelor 2, has Mel Owens ruined the magic?" From tears to tension, why Season 2 feels wrong. The beauty of Season 1 is gone, thanks to Mel. Fan forums overflowed with disappointment. "I waited all year for this, and it feels heartless. I thought this show was supposed to give us hope." As weeks went by, something unprecedented happened. Contestants were self-eliminating. Diane, 70, told Mel directly, "I came here to fall in love, not to feel judged. This isn't the right place for me." She left mid-episode. Others followed. By week 7, half the cast had either been eliminated or left voluntarily. The mansion, once alive with warmth and laughter, now felt hollow. This had never happened with Jerry Turner. Women had fought to stay, but with Mel, they fought to leave. By the finale, only 2 women remained. Evelyn, who had endured his coldness, hoping for connection, and Joanne, the teacher who had once called him out but stayed in the name of giving him a chance. Mel proposed to Evelyn in the final episode, but not before making a shocking confession on national TV. "Joanne, you are too opinionated for me. I need someone who can support me, not challenge me." The words landed like a bomb. Social media exploded. Instead of celebrating love, the season ended with outrage. Within days of the finale, reports surfaced that Mel and Evelyn had already split. Evelyn admitted in interviews that she had been pressured to accept the proposal. Meanwhile, Joanne became the fan favorite, with viewers demanding she be the first Golden Bachelorette. As for Mel, he became the villain who, quote, destroyed the beauty created in Season 1. The downfall of Mel Owens wasn't just about one man. It was about the fragility of hope in reality TV. Season 1 had given audiences something rare, genuine warmth. Season 2 reminded them how quickly that magic could be lost when the wrong lead was chosen. It sparked a bigger conversation. Can reality TV ever truly balance entertainment with authenticity? Or does one season's beauty inevitably collapse under the weight of drama? Today, when fans talk about The Golden Bachelor, they draw a sharp line, before Mel and after Mel. Season 1 remains a golden memory, something people rewatch when they want to believe in love again. Season 2 is remembered as a cautionary tale. And at the center of it all is Mel Owens, the man who proved that not all bachelors are meant to be golden.